All right, guys, we're gonna do something really, really gross, super gross. But do you know that people eat snakes and they drink their blood and they eat their gallbladders? And when you drink the snake's blood, they have parasites because they're eating all sorts of things like frogs and rodents and tadpoles. What's that? That's gross. We're gonna show you all about it because this snake has them popping out of its skin. Over his head again. Just get it. All right, so you're gonna do, one more vertical like that. Ready? Okay. So I have a worm sticking right here. So I'm not using gloves because I'm not really worried about anything. The gloves are to protect me. I've already cleaned my hands. I've already cleaned the snake off. I'm just pulling these parasites that have riddled this animal. I've had this animal since last year. And as I've been worming it, it seems like it's driving a lot of the parasites up to the surface. And let me see. I had some tweezers. Though I tend to like these sharp things like that. So these are nasty tapeworms. And tapeworms need very specific medication like Droncit. And works really well in the gastrointestinal system, but not so great when they're dormant. Pretty gnarly. This will just give you the heebie-jeebies. And believe it or not, they are alive. They don't move much. But this animal will clean up wonderfully. You can stop the landscape into this. Okay, so you can see this one right at the surface. That's a doozy. So some of these are in clusters, and so if you pull, that's a really big one. You can watch. See that? See its face? So this little worm has no place to go. Its gastrointestinal system is being attacked with medication. So it will come up to the surface trying to complete its life cycle. So this could actually be a rodent tapeworm. That's not, oh, look at that. There's another head. That's the head right there. So this is, that's its head right there. So if anybody's considering like, well, how does this feel to the snake? This is not really bothering the snake much at all. As you can see. But remember, people, the majority of these snakes that are taken out of the wild are just being killed. And they drink their blood and they eat their organs. Gallbladders are a lovely thing. I'm just trying to, oh, this one's fighting me. I need some different tweezers. How the hell did I lose my tweezers? It was just, I don't know, it's just hideous. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, poor guy. I know. Ooh. Well, I will definitely clean my hands.
Somebody's upset now.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Yeah, look. It's like, what are you doing to me? All right, I got one right here. And we are just, anything we can just kill these worms are very easy to kill. And I'm just looking at the snake, looking for any lumps. There's a nice one right there. There you go, there's one right there. This is remnants. So this snake has internal parasites, and most of these snakes that are collected are killed for like their gallbladders and stuff, or they cook them. But you see this little, that little thing right there? Okay, so what that is, that's a tapeworm. And that's a tapeworm from the food that they're eating. So if you say anything like, why aren't you wearing gloves? Well, because I need to utilize my hands. So all this stuff has been sterilized. So these tapeworms will go and they migrate around. Migrate around, and then they'll go right under the skin, and this is subcutaneous. So these are alive. So I've already wormed this snake a bunch, but the problem here is the tapeworm, it goes into this dormant stage. So this is, they're getting this from the food that they're eating. So these are just adult worms that are just gonna just sit there, and they could sit there for a year and slowly just, okay, that's that. I stopped that. So this little mangrove snake has been wormed many, many times, and still we have parasites that are under the skin. So if I actually try to get these little parasites, all right, so here we go. People eat these, all right? So they drink their blood and they eat their gallbladders, but this is actually what's coming out of these guys. So if we just choose to use our brains, you know, snakes are very parasitized often from the different things that they're eating. This is a tapeworm. And it's really, really nasty. But we're gonna rid the snake of that. So I can worm him internally, her, and I still have these tapeworms that are superficially under the skin, and they're trying to complete their life cycle. So even the wormer doesn't do anything to these. These guys are like dormant. Pretty crazy, right? It's all in the rib cages and all right, stop. So you change. All right, let's see if there's, okay, so here we have a tapeworm. So there's two of them. And no matter how much I worm it with the wormer, it's not gonna get this tapeworm, because this tapeworm is now sitting kind of dormant in the area right underneath the snake's skin. So like green tree pythons, and a lot of Indonesian pythons and colubrids will have these little lumps. And generally what you gotta do, you have to do mechanical extraction. Even though I've gotten rid of probably the majority of the tapeworms in the GI tract, these ones will just sit there as little lumps and they'll go dormant. And then they just stick out from under the skin. Yeah. So this worm is pretty nuked. Nasty stuff. All right, stop there.
Why am I in it?
Because you're in it.
Oh.
Hi guys. All right, he's in it because he's in it. So this little snake's gonna be doing a lot better. I want to show you something really crazy, but tapeworms are real. And if you can't kill the tapeworms in the gastrointestinal system by medicating them, you would bring it to a vet and have the worms removed, or where they're just busting out. I removed them. And believe it or not, there's a little trick. People over in some of these places like China, they'll actually take the snake's tail and they put it through a hole in a board and they drag the tail through, and then they cut the underside of that snake's tail, and there's a major blood vessel there, and then they start drinking it, and they'll drink its blood while the snake's alive. And for some reason, they think that that is gonna give, give them superpowers. You will note that I took my gloves off for a lot of this video because I don't like gloves. I don't like the way they feel. And, but, get a picture of blood. Ah. All right, guys, I like to hear what you guys have to say. And this is a gnarly video, but education is what we're all about. Right? I know. Yeah. Say goodbye.